Merry Christmas everybody, this is dkdynamite, and today I have a fun video going over some mid-season 1 content that is bringing some stuff back from DMZ. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new coverage going up over on detonated.com, expanding on all the content you see here on the channel, just in the form of articles for those who prefer those, and plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. But definitely make sure that today you guys spend as much time as you can with your loved ones on this special day. But let me know in the comment section, what was under your tree? Anything that you guys are hoping for, any surprises? Leave all your comments down below. But a couple of days ago, I posted a video talking about all new Ultra skins and Mastercrafts coming during Season 1 Reloaded, and funny enough, the account that posted early previews of some upcoming packs, Medenas, went ahead and posted even more previews for some other cosmetic bundles coming during the mid-season 1 update. Now keep in mind, the release dates of all these bundles are subject to change. Maybe some of these are being saved for Season 2, maybe some of these are releasing before Reloaded, which is on January 17th, so these could be dropping any day now for all we know, since there are no release dates posted anywhere from Call of Duty officially about when these bundles are dropping, or even from the usual data miners who have claimed that there's no longer release dates tied to any of these packs. We have the Blitzed bundle, we also have one called Hunting Season, one called Saddle Up, and one called Meta Mirror. And funny enough, some of these bundles have been fully force loaded into people's games already. For those out there that do data mine and use unlock tools, some of these folks out there have gone ahead and actually loaded these bundles into their MW3 applications, so you can get an early preview of all the other cosmetics as a part of these packs. There's also an Iridescence bundle coming, one called Blighted Earth, which is a tracer pack, followed by a Bunny Bonbon looking bundle there, and even one called Robo Skell. And then on top of that, as of today on Christmas, I guess there's a Christmas gift for those out there that love bundles. We have one called Quadratic Flow, one called Null and Void, which is actually really clean looking. Absolutely love the design of that one called Scareware, and the last bundle called Corvus. So again, MW3 Season 1 certainly feels like a Season 7 for MW2 in regards to how cool the cosmetics are. They're jumping right into some of the crazy goofy stuff right out the bat, which is awesome for those out there that do like cosmetics. If you don't like bundles or care about skins, then it's all good. Skip over this timestamp. There's plenty more we're going over here in this video. Now, following the Season 1 integration between MW3 and Warzone, DMZ fans were unfortunately left with the following statement, which confirms there will be no type of Battle Pass progression added into DMZ, meaning that you can no longer progress any future Battle Pass releases with MW3 while you guys play DMZ. Now, if you guys play MW2 multiplayer, you could, however, still level up your Battle Pass by playing that game, but when you hop into DMZ, there just isn't any progression tied to that mode, which is really odd. Now, we're also not going to be getting any map updates or weapon integrations into DMZ, so for those out there that like all the MW3 content or even the movement, you're not going to be seeing any of that while playing DMZ, unfortunately. So with that in mind, DMZ is officially over, but you can still play it. I do wonder if maybe because of the benefit bundles where you can go ahead and spawn in with DMZ bonuses by using certain operators, did those bundles ensure that DMZ can't be shut down? I wonder if that's the case, or maybe they just want to make sure that the mode is always preserved and you can always go back to it if you so please. It's also your only way to play Al Mazrah, but the statement that they provided about the end of DMZ does confirm that they're using what they learned from the development of the mode and the player feedback for future iterations of any type of open world Call of Duty experience. And funny enough, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, an experience that came out around a year after DMZ, is already a spiritual successor to both Outbreak in Cold War and DMZ from MW2, so the spirit of DMZ still lives on, of course, but now it's a bit zombified. With that in mind, though, there is actually a series of features coming to Warzone in Season 1 Reloaded that will also keep the spirit of DMZ alive and may intrigue some more extraction-based players to give the BR a shot. At least that's what I'm interpreting here. So I do think hardcore DMZ fans, they're looking for the return of the mode, may have gotten something special under this tree. Season 1 Reloaded is adding in 2 new features that may actually go hand in hand, but maybe they don't. You guys can be the judge of that down below in the comments. First off, we have a weapon case. I'm not kidding. A weapon case that we saw from DMZ is being added into Warzone, and I'm hoping that the weapon case is tied to a quest of some sort where you have to do multiple steps, hopefully nothing too tedious for a battle royale match. Then maybe you enter a secret area or defeat a boss, and then from there you'll find the weapon case, similar to how we got the cases over in DMZ, right? Throughout the course of our multiple exclusion zones, it was always a series of going through some obstacles or some traps, fighting a boss that wasn't that hard to kill, grabbing his case, and running to an Exfil as fast as you can before you got robbed. That's how that worked in DMZ, and I also think weapon cases just provide motivation to do a quest or to do a bit of extraction multiple times, right? It encourages you to go in, get the case, Exfil, and then go back in with hopefully a better strategy to get that case even faster or more efficiently. So this could be something that encourages you to play at minimum 5-6 games of Warzone to get all the cases, right? It was one case found in typically the same location, but if you exfilled with it multiple times, you'd get different rewards. I'm wondering if those rewards could include a blueprint or even an operator skin. To this day, the weapon case from Al-Mazrah, the launch map for DMZ, had the best weapon case, right? At the very end, you'd get a blueprint, you get an operator skin. That was crazy, and that raised the bar pretty high for the cases, but I would say, arguably, all the weapon cases that we got after Al-Mazrah for maps like B21, Ashika, Koshai, Vandal, they didn't have nearly as good as rewards as what we saw for Al-Mazrah, but were still fun to grind and unlock just for the sake of being a completionist. But I do think the weapon cases became flawed over the course of our 4 or 5 seasons where DMZ got support, where like I said, the rewards weren't as great towards the end, but were still fun to go ahead and unlock if you guys out there did enjoy DMZ. But if you weren't a DMZ player, you probably didn't go ahead and go through the trouble to unlock all that. But as they wrote in the recent blog post for Season 1, they mentioned that the mid-Season 1 update available in early 2024 will bring with a number of new features, including Covert Exfil, a new secondary exfil condition, as well as the weapon case, similar to that seen in MW2, but with brand new rewards. So we know we're going to be getting multiple rewards from these cases, meaning that you probably have to go in and get the case multiple times. But notice how it mentioned Covert Exfil. That's something that I'm really intrigued about as well, because this might allow you to just leave games of Warzone without having to die or win the entire match. And I'm wondering if that's tied to the weapon case, where once you grab it or find it somewhere around the map, your goal is to go to a Covert Exfil, which may either cost money at a buy station or requires, let's say, a quest to unlock, so that you can go ahead and finish the match out and count that as a completed weapon case, where you go ahead and grab it and then you take it to your menu. I'm wondering if that's going to be the way this works, or if weapon case will be something like, oh, you just grab it and then it counts as unlocked for that match, regardless of how you die or win. Really wondering how that's going to go. But what other Battle Royale has the ability to exfil or leave without dying or winning? So this could be a really unique feature that Warzone has above nearly all other Battle Royales. I'm really excited to see how they implement this. I wonder, again, if it's hand in hand with the weapon case, or if it's a separate feature that they're just incorporating to innovate Warzone as much as they can during a year where I'm still wondering how they're gonna innovate too much on, since the entirety of Warzone 2's life cycle for MW2 was kind of them just catching up and bringing everything back that we saw over the first 3 years of Warzone 1. Now that we're caught up to speed on all our features and movement integrations and all that, now it's like, all right, what's next for Warzone? What else could you innovate and add that'll make it stand out compared to Warzone 1 and other BRs in the industry? But in reality here, I'm happy that DMZ still left its mark. I'm a huge fan of the mode, absolutely loved covering it during MW2's cycle, and would gladly cover it again if they ever brought the mode back. I just can't see them doing DMZ the same year as Modern Warfare Zombies when MWZ is also extraction based. Maybe when Infinity Ward comes around with their new COD title in 2026, maybe they'll bring it back somehow. But in all honesty, with the success of MWZ, I don't really see Activision betting on another Spec Ops, Survival, or even DMZ. I see them doing something zombies related, right? Maybe having round based during the Treyarch cycles, extraction open world based during the MW cycles. Maybe that's how they'll do it going forward. And I talked about this in a previous Zombies video, right? The statement about MWZ being a very successful third mode kind of gives me the impression that Activision is going to double down even more on zombies now, even in games that aren't fully developed by Treyarch, since they seem to have found a sweet spot with how to do it in a Modern Warfare title. That could mean we don't see DMZ, but here's the thing, regardless of what happens with DMZ in the long run, I'm just really happy to see that a lot of great features that were a lot of fun for the whole community have made their way back into MW3 Zombies and are now going to make their way into Warzone with Season 1 Reloaded. That's still good to see for those out there that love DMZ. Now, what's also incredible is that Champion's Quest is making its way back into Warzone with the mid-Season 1 update, but it's coming back in an even better way, at least in my opinion. So now you can actually steal the contract. If another team out there is in your match trying to complete Champion's Quest and you wipe them, you can take their contract and pick up where they left off, I suppose, depending on what circle you're in. I'm assuming if they're deep into their game and they have like 2 elements and you have to go to that bomb site soon, you could probably just pick up right where they left off. You don't have to restart the whole contract from scratch, getting the elements from areas of the map that are probably out of zone. So that's really cool, just to counter other squads if you so please. That's probably something that should have been in Warzone when Champion's Quest first got added in. But we also got our glimpse of the operator skin you're going to be unlocking from doing Urzik Stan's Champion's Quest, and I'm sure the elements are going to be different. The actual abilities the elements have, like what they'll do to you, the effects, that will also likely be very different from what we saw in Al-Mazrah or even Vandal. And there's going to be other rewards on top of the operator skin. We're just not sure what those are. But a good piece of feedback that I was seeing from a lot of Warzone players is that by doing Champion's Quest one time, you should get all the previous rewards that were available at some point for any iteration of Warzone. And then, from there, they just keep stacking every time a new season drops. They'll add in new rewards that you can get. I think that would be a cool idea for those out there that missed out on previous champion quest unlocks. The last thing I'll mention, which isn't really tied to Reloaded, is the addition of Warzone ranked play. So this is something that hasn't been talked about officially, at least. We know Treyarch is handling ranked play again for MW3 multiplayer, and I'm sure considering that they did rank for Warzone last year, they'll probably do it again, but maybe they're saving that for some point in Season 2 or beyond. I don't feel like ranked play for Warzone will take that long to come up with, since it's probably just going to be a copy-paste of the same system that we saw for Al-Mazrah, just for Urzikstan, because that's likely what rank's going to be for multiplayer anyway, very similar to what we saw in MW2, but on the MW3 maps and whatnot. And there'll be tweaks here and there with some of the rules, I'm sure, the rewards obviously, but I think in all the systems that Treyarch incorporates will be relatively similar to what we just saw in MW2, so it shouldn't take that long to see Warzone ranked. They probably don't want to wait that long to incorporate it, but hoping that maybe every year going forward, they drop the ranked modes for both MP and Warzone at around the same time, no later than the mid-season 1 update. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on some great news here for both Warzone and DMZ fans? Let me know how your Christmas is going and leave all your feedback down below. I really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.